Hello everyone, this is Virginia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to give you guys some advice about teaching English in Korea from a former English teacher. So I taught English in Korea for around 5 years at a Hagwon. I'm not going to mention the name of the Hagwon just in case. It's a really popular one. And overall, I'd say I had a really good experience there. Oh, I just noticed we have a little friend with us. Here's Eugene. Anyway, so I had a really good experience, but I noticed that there were some people who came here, and I think they just didn't have the right mindset to truly enjoy their experience. So after seeing a lot of people like that, it made me feel like it was just a shame that they couldn't enjoy their experience fully. Just for some reasons that they could have prevented. So I'd like to go over 5 things that I think can help you enjoy your experience as an English teacher in South Korea. So number 1 is learn the language. Okay, so Korean is very different from English, as you probably know. And not everyone is talented with learning languages. I just happened to be interested in learning languages and I majored in Korean. So for me, I already kind of knew Korean before I came here, but I know obviously you don't have to be fluent in Korean, but it's just helpful to have at least a basic level, at least please be able to read Hangul. At least, you can do that yourself. You could even do that on the plane right here, it's not that difficult. It's definitely you guys are smart, you've all gone to college, I'm sure you can learn some new letters, right? So try to learn Korean. It can be really helpful in every kind of situation, anything from being able to read the menu at a cafe, because not every restaurant or cafe is going to have an English translation, especially the smaller ones, and you don't want to have to miss out on some possibly delicious food just because you can't read the menu. So I'd recommend learn Korean. It also just makes lots of daily life things just easier if you can speak at least some Korean. That way you don't have to rely on a Korean friend or a coworker to help you with anything like housing, or if you go to the hospital or the bank or something like that. It's just a lot easier to be able to take care of everything on your own. And even if you're not fluent in Korean, it would just be nice to at least be able to explain in Korean that you're still learning, and you would really appreciate if this person could help you with whatever it is you need. So I would recommend first learn at least some Korean before you come, and once you get here, try to keep studying, and you're in the perfect environment to improve the language. No better place to learn Korean than in Korea. So that's my first tip of advice, is try to at least learn some Korean. Okay, so the second tip of advice is to be open-minded. So this might sound intuitive, but you'd be surprised. I've seen some people who came here and I guess maybe they didn't research Korea well or something, because I've seen a lot of kind of ignorant comments online, and it's just things that really could have been avoided if you did your proper research before you came here. This is things mostly related to culture, Korean culture, Eastern culture in general. It is kind of different from Western culture. So if you're the type of person that isn't really comfortable with living in a different kind of environment, or learning about a different culture, then maybe don't come to Korea. Just saying. Oh, Eugene's oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so just do some basic Google searches about life in Korea. Watch some YouTube videos. I've seen a lot about teaching about what life is like here. And please do some research on the education system, because especially if you're working at a Hagwon, this is from Eugene. If you're working at a Hagwon, then you should be aware that yes, this is a part of the Korean education system, that the students do go to school in the afternoon and evening, which might not be something that you're used to, but that's just how it is. And I've just seen a lot of people with negative attitudes about that, and if you're willing to work here, you have to have kind of a positive, at least, attitude. Even if you don't agree with it, at least try to be open-minded about learning something new, and don't say ignorant things. it can be very offensive. Okay, so that was the second tip. The third tip is travel. So while you're in Korea, you have access to lots of other Asian countries. Of course, it depends on which passport you have, which ones you can go to easier than others. But please try to travel to, like Japan, Southeast Asia, maybe like China or something. Try to travel around this area while you're here. It's just a great time in your life to have these experiences. Most schools give at least like 10 days of vacation time, so try to plan that, use that up. And it doesn't even have to be like international trips. You should also travel around Korea while you're here. Don't just stay in the city where you're working, but there's actually a lot to see, even though it's such a small country. So try to travel around and like see what there is to see in Korea and get a full experience of life here. Okay, so my fourth tip is to make new friends. So, as an adult, it can be hard to make friends. We're not in school anymore with classmates, so you have to kind of go out of your way to make new friends. Most people, when they teach English in Korea, they become really close friends with their coworkers, which is like totally fine. And this also will depend on your school, of course, because like my Hagwon had a lot of native teachers, but not all do. Like you might be the only native English speaker. But in some ways that could be even better, because I think it's important that you make friends with some Korean people. There's a couple reasons for this. One is there's just so many because it's Korea, so it's easy to find people that will share similar interests with you. But one of the main reasons is because, especially if you plan on living here longer than like a year, it can be hard to make friends with other foreigners because they leave, and it can be like really hard to see them like constantly leaving you, and it can make you feel kind of lonely. But if you made friends with some Korean people, then they're a lot less likely to leave, and they could be like lifelong friends that you could keep in your life. So I would recommend trying to make new friends, whether it's at school, like work, or if you join any kind of clubs or activities, or if you're religious, you could go to like church or something like that. So try to make some new friends, join some clubs, have a hobby maybe. Okay, and the fifth tip is enjoy your time. So enjoy your time while you're in Korea. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Make sure you take advantage of it and try to have a positive outlook. Like, yes, things will get difficult sometimes, but it's going to be okay. There's a reason that you're here in Korea, and so try to think about that and try to just like appreciate this opportunity that you've been given. We're really lucky to be able to teach English in Korea. Not everyone is able to do that. It depends on which country you're from. So if you're from one of those like 7 English-speaking countries, take advantage of like this opportunity that you've been given. And so just like, even if you're having a bad day or something, that's fine, but just try to think like overall, what kind of experiences have you been having, and like, what are some like great memories that you can make that you can have for the rest of your life. All right, so that is it for today's video. It looks like the cats have left us now, so I will leave as well, and feel free to leave any comments below about any questions you have about teaching English in Korea, especially about like Hagwons if you're nervous about that, or if you guys are interested, maybe I can make some more videos about English teaching in Korea. But yeah, let me know, and I hope to see you guys all here. Thank you. See you next time.